Happy Thursday to all my student friends from 3rd semester Bcom. This is Professor Alvin from the Department of English, SEC Degree College, Market, teaching you English as a part of Bangalore North University. We are discussing the bishop's candlestick to be very precise, and this has been an elaborate topic which I have done in my previous video sessions. In my previous video sessions, I always begin my session by quoting what has happened in the previous video session. This is for reiteration for the purpose of my student friends who have not watched on or logged on to my previous video session. I was just discussing Perseme's attitude and how she clutches the pearls. In this video session, we are going to look at the confessions made by the convict. And the convict and the bishop have a private moment of conversation. When they are discussing something privately, it is possible for people to open up. For example, when you cross certain people in your life, you just open up when the conversation begins and you start confiding all your deepest and darkest secrets with the other person. And we have got, as usual, pronunciation tip for you. I'm going to tell you the difference between confident and confident. Pay attention to the way I pronounce each and every word in this particular session. And as a tip, I'm going to tell you the word of the day in this particular video session, which is actually ginormous. I've written the phonetic component as well as the transliteration method using Hindi script. I hope my student friends are familiar with these phonetic symbols. Phonetic symbols used in the Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. And you have transliteration. What's transliteration? Bhashantara illa. Bhashantara andre translation agutte. Transliteration means in order to teach you English pronunciation, I am using Hindi script. Hindi lipiyanna use ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ English pronunciation ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. So this is called as ginormous. I'm going to tell you what is the meaning of this word called as ginormous. And as usual, the biggest value added addition in all your English classes is actually vocabulary corner, where you have words like inebriate, stentorian, donor, stammer, hollow, etiquette, and serrated, and ajana. So let's begin this session, and I'm going to quote the page number being from page number 59, last two paragraphs. Followed by that, we'll have page number 60 and 61. From the examination point of view, this particular section becomes absolutely crucial for student friends looking to write a 15 marker or a 10 marker question. Okay. Let me read from page number 59. Convict chuckling to himself, the bishop, aha, well, I am certainly very loud. Do you know what I am? So now, by this time, the convict has taken the pie and he has consumed alcohol. So once when you consume alcohol, what happens is that it affects your central nervous system. There are two things which alcoholics will invariably do after they consume alcohol. First is they get inebriated. What is inebriated? Pay attention to the way I pronounce the word inebriated. Inebriated means under the influence of alcohol. Okay, if you're an alcoholic, I'm sorry to tell, I'm not an alcoholic, so I'm just predicting what alcoholics tend to do. Okay, so here's the word which I have to tell you apparently. Teetotaler. Teetotaler is a person who abstains from alcohol. So I'm a teetotaler. Okay, you're not an alcoholic. So I'm just predicting the mindset of an alcoholic of what invariably happens after they consume alcohol. First they get inebriated, and second thing what they will do is you can find their movements are unsteady. The way they walk, the way they talk, you can find something abnormal. Okay, first they know unsteady type of walking. When an alcoholic, he feels whirling around in the world, the whole world seems to spin around him. Okay, that is Dora. And next you have stammer, which is speak unsteady. Okay, there is no cogency in their speech and there is no unity in the kind of words what they are uttering. It feels absolute chaos, and we call this type of speech as a mambo jumbo also. Mambo jumbo also means a confused mixture of words which apparently no meaning can be inferred, or unsteady in your speaking style. That is called as stammering. Okay. So he starts to stammer and then tells in a loud voice. I have a special word to describe a loud voice, which is stentorian. What is stentorian? Stentorian is having a booming voice, a loud and resonant voice is called as stentorian. What is the opposite of stentorian? My dear friends, in order to improve your vocabulary, tip number 1 is whenever you are learning one word, please learn 2 or 3 related words You always tell in English. Two birds in one stone. Okay. What is the opposite of stentorian? It is quiet. There is a difference between quiet and quiet, which I've told in my previous video session, which I can't recollect which video session, but in one of my video sessions, I told you what is the difference between quiet and quiet. This one. The novel is quite interesting. Quiet. My teacher asked me to remain quiet. So there's a difference between quiet and quiet. Frequently confused. Okay, but pay attention. In a loud voice, in a stentorian voice, it tells, do you know what I am? Bishop, I think one must suffer much. Look at the straightforward reply given by the bishop. The bishop has compassion on the convict and tells that you have suffered very much of your life. I got you as a sufferer. Okay. And then convict suffered, puzzled, is taken aback by the statement made by the bishop. My God, yes, he drinks alcohol, a few more sips of alcohol. But that is a long time ago. That was when I was a man, now I am not a man. Now I am number 15729 and I have lived in hell for 10 years. The bishop opens up. So, time for you to learn words in context, time for you to understand the difference between what is confident versus confident. Did you pay attention? Did you notice the way I pronounced confident and confident? They are pronounced by placing the stress on the first syllable. Here is the first syllable and here is the stress placed, which we call it as a primary stress. Stress is the current ucharane. ಯಾವ ಕಡೆ ನಾನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಉಚ್ಚಾರಣೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಗಮನಿಸಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So here I am pronouncing with a very loud emphasis on confident and confident. Did you hear the difference? Okay. But the spelling seems to be different. What are words like this called as? They are called as homophones. Homophones are words which sound like but have a different spelling. So you have the different spelling and the different meaning for these words called as confident and confident. But when I pronounce, in your mind, there is absolutely no doubt. When you hear confident versus confident, you are absolutely confident that both are one and the same. But there is a difference in meaning. Let me just emphasize on confident first. C-O-N-F-I-D-E-N-T, confident, which means that self-confidence or the confidence level what you have. And how about C-O-N-F-I-D-A-N-T, confident? If any person becomes your confident, it means to tell that you share your private things or even deepest secrets which are buried inside your mind, which you feel confident to share with another trustworthy person. He becomes your confident. In this way, I can tell the convict now almost considers the bishop to be confident of the bishop, earns his confidence. So he tells, first I was a man, I have suffered in hell. Hell means here the imprisonment or the place he was imprisoned for 10 years, and he has been identified by a number called as 15729. This is a very important number which you have to understand here, because here afterwards the convict will be identified only by the number called as 15729. So he was a human being after being arrested and after being thrown inside prison. After being thrown inside prison, he has been arrested and he has been given a number for his identification, that is 15729. So he is sharing that with the bishop. How many years has he been consigned to prison? It is 10 years. Bishop, tell me about him. Look at the way the bishop's childlike innocence. The bishop is known to possess childlike innocence. So he has got this innate curiosity. Have you seen babies? Have you talked to babies? When you talk to babies, what will you identify is that they are by nature, they are very curious and they are very inquisitive and they will be prodding you. What is the meaning of prodding you? They will be pricking you and trying to gather furthermore details. The bishop also tells, please tell me about hell. Convict, why suspiciously? Do you want to tell the police and set them on my track? The convict has got his own apprehension. The convict has got his own apprehension. What is apprehension? Apprehension means he has got his own nervousness and reservations. Do you want to tell the police to set them on my track? I have seen many students pronounce this word as police. It is not police, it is police. That is point number one. And I have time for me to use two phrasal verbs in this particular video session. First is switch on and Robin. We all do that, right? Let me give you an example. Suppose there is a problem happening in your class. Only one student will observe that particular problem, will go to the principal's chamber and tell, sir, yesterday, so and so person is responsible for the problem what has happened. You are talking in about that person to the higher authority. See, informing the higher authority about somebody else or the mistakes what they have done is called as snitching on and dobbing in. Do you have words for that in Kannada? Yes, you may have words for that in Kannada. You have to pardon me and excuse me for not telling you the Kannada word for this, but definitely in your mind, when you're listening to me at the backdrop of your mind, I want you to tell the Kannada word for snitch on and dobbin in your comment section. If you watch this particular video, please come up. If you know what snitch on means in Kannada or in Tamil or in any other regional language, please come up with this interesting word. I'm teaching you so many words in English, and my student friends are supposed to teach me a few words in Kannada here and there. So I would definitely recommend my student friends to tell me the correct word for snitch on and dobbin. It is available in Kannada or in Tamil. If at all you know the right word, please be considerate enough in giving a comment after watching this particular video session and tell the right word. I'll be expecting that and willing to learn a new word from my student friends. So he expects the bishop to snitch upon him and inform the police. Bishop, no, I have not told the police. Look at the bishop. The bishop is very solemn in his voice. He tries to reassure him. What is reassure? Reassure is assuring someone and then telling, no, I'm not like that. Convict looks at him earnestly. I believe he's scratching his head, but damn me if I know why. There are certain times in our life, ladies and gentlemen and student friends, you believe certain person in your life, but you don't have a logical rationale as to why you believe that particular person so many times and so many occasions in your life. I mean, you cannot give a logical explanation for this, but deep down in your heart, your inner psyche, your inner self and your inner soul, you trust that person so much and you open up. You can't offer a palpable or a logical explanation as to why you trust that person certain times in your life, but you give your full trust and your assurance and your confidence on that particular person. Has it happened in your life? It has happened many times in my life as well. I like to take this in between breaks to tell my student friends some lessons in life. Okay, let me tell you Mahatma Gandhi what he has quoted. Education without values is like a body without a soul. So therefore, the ultimate aim of English as well as literature is to convey the values of life. And one of the important values of life is trust. Let me tell you, T-R-U-S-T, trust. If you take away the T here, it begins to trust. Okay, so be very careful with your trust and that not your trust become a trust. Okay. The convict absolutely believes the bishop like a friend or a confidant. But he is unable to explain why. It is inexplicable to him. But he trusts him so much. Bishop laying his hand on the convict's hand. Look at the gesture of the bishop. Once again, when he senses an opportunity, he just goes and puts his arm, pats him on his back and tells him, please continue your life, my friend. Tell me about the time before you went to hell. So the bishop is encouraging you to tell further. Okay. So long ago, it's so long ago, I forgot, but I had a little cottage. There were vines growing on it, dreamily, almost in this dreamy state of mind. It was so long ago. Okay. It's like a half-awake state. We call this as somnolent. Okay. Somnolent. Somnolent is almost asleep. Somnambulism. Do you know what is sleepwalking? You have a technical word for that in English. It's called somnambulism. Usually, whenever you have convicts being handled, let me cite the case of Ajmal Kasar, the terrorist responsible for 26/11 attacks on Mumbai. Okay. He was given a substance called as narcotic substance called as truth serum. After taking this alcoholic type of substance, he will be half asleep and half awake, but he will tell whatever is going on in his inner psyche, in his inner self, in his inner soul. So this is a technique used by the CBI investigators And when you have talk about NIMHANS, National Institute of Mental Health and Neuroscience is called as NIMHANS at Bangalore. So this is a technique which is clinically proven and clinically effective, but this is allowed to be treated only on convicts, hardcore convicts. So here, nobody has given him any truth serum. He has just consumed alcohol and he's just opening up and telling whatever has happened in his life. I have a little cottage. There were vines growing on it dreamily. They looked pretty with the evening sun on them, and there was a woman. She was thinking that she must have been my wife. Look at him taking some time to tell what has happened. She must have been my wife. He's able to recollect from this fragmented piece of memory. I have a special word to tell my student friends, and that is called as confabulation. Let me give you an example of confabulation. Imagine you are a 6-year-old child. You have visited a picnic spot. Will you be able to recollect every incident what you have observed? I don't think so. There are some missing pieces in your memory. And as you start growing older, as the Hindi poetess Subhadra Kumari Chauhan tells us, "Baar baar aati hai mujhko madhuriyat bachpan teri." Beautiful quote in Hindi. So you get the sweet reminiscences of your childhood. Okay. So when you get reminiscences of your childhood, you go back to your childhood, but you cannot recollect every word. But you will try to fill those missing gaps in your memory. So filling those missing gaps in your memory is called as confabulation. Beautiful word to have, and you need to have this as a part of your vocabulary and take your English to the next level. Okay. So here is the confabulation in his mind. He's thinking very hard. Time for me to tell you an idiom in English. I hope I can write this idiom as well as good. Caution once. Racking someone's brain, or controlling your brain means thinking very hard to solve a particular problem. On that note, this is Professor Alvin signing off. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.